WB is chasing ESG investment. Many companies will take a loss on a project because investors give so much more. But that money is slowly being used more cautiously during the change in political landscape, and no one really getting returns. BlackRock also has a major lawsuit this year. Well, I didn't know about that. Out-of-touch greedy higher-ups set the standards, make approvals for hiring practices, and then the people they put to do that only focus on activists because activists only hire activists. It's very true. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy because activists inherently don't make good products that appeal to the masses, and they have zero respect for established lore and storytelling. The game layoffs will continue in the West until the entire thing burns because people in charge don't care. So the employees don't care. So why should gamers? Why should anyone? Damn, she's still going. Look at this. She's still going. Jeez. I'm going to add this here because I want to know why studios blind support making horror shows instead of masterpieces. You don't get to join a studio with zero experience and claim fame. You have to earn it and prove it yourself. That's what I was saying with experience. This is also what I meant last night when I called Fear the Beardo a normie. It wasn't an insult. Shout out to Fear the Beardo, by the way. Love that guy. It was the same sadness I had when I tried to tell my husband why SS Kill the Justice League was so bad. Suicide Squad. It looks like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was so bad. You can't pay attention to studio names anymore. Current Monolith isn't the only one that earned their fame and love. It is just a name. Oh, it isn't the one that earned their fame and love. It is just a name, a shell of its former self, because the actual talent is long gone. I missed this. Vávra made a comment on it. Warner Brothers has closed 3 studios. One of this is Monolith Productions, to whom I have many memories of my youth, especially their game Blood and Fear. It's sad, of course, but it's good to ask the question, do companies make games, and any art for that matter, or do people? Because if you look at the credits of the aforementioned classics, you'll find that none of the original creators were currently working at Monolith anymore. Even the main faces of their last big game, Shadow of Mordor, have been with other companies for years now. So what is a company? Can a company create and carry creative potential? Or is it just a logo stuck on some community of people? And if over time the same logo is stuck on 2 groups of completely different people, is it still the same company? I don't think so. I've never actually really thought of it in this term, where it's like, is a company a company? It's interesting. I believe that people do make art. I watch Steven Spielberg movies, not Warner movies. Lucasfilm more or less ended when George Lucas left. Facts. I don't have much sentiment for game companies. It's creative people who does matter. And while we're at it, let's at least end on a good note. Destroyer of Worlds, Kathleen Kennedy is leaving Disney by the end of 2025. And of course, I wish the devs from Monolith all the best and hope they find better jobs soon. Oh man, you had me until the end. But that's a banger of a post. That's a banger of a post. Based all the way into that very last line. I mean, I'm sure there are some good devs at Monolith that got let go. I'd like to think so. From what Savvy was showing, I didn't see them, but this is a fascinating topic. This is a fascinating topic because it really goes to show what's happening with the modern games industry right now, where these companies are all shells of their former selves. Pirate Bob says that was sarcasm. Maybe it was. Maybe it was also just covering his ass. Maybe it was a little bit of both. But the companies are shells of their former selves. And at this point in time, gamers have no idea who to trust when it comes to game companies selling you a product. Because you don't know who's even there when it comes to like a mega corporation outside of like Kojima Productions or like Nintendo. Like outside. And by the way, Nintendo understood this better than anybody, better than anyone. So it's interesting how Western developers are kind of like, yeah, we have the name of our studio to move forward with. That's what we're going to use. That's going to be the face plate on the building. People will buy our product and consume it. We can let go of these high level devs that cost us a lot of money, or these devs that have moved on to start their own companies, and bring in cheaper labor and just sell the name of the studio. It's interesting. It's interesting. And I wonder if that's ever going to change. I wonder. It might be more of a problem sociopolitically, beyond just gaming, where just the finances and how money works, especially in a capitalistic society, and how inflation has kind of run wild, especially over the past decade and a half. It does put people in curious predicaments. It does. Victor Castillo says Nintendo saved the gaming industry in the 80s and still rocks. I'd agree with that. So, yeah, that's basically it.